It was supposed to be a regular Tuesday morning for Daniel Royce, one of the richest men in New York, a man used to controlling everything in his life, until his phone rang, and everything fell apart. "Mr. Royce," a trembling voice said on the other end, "this is Nurse Clara from St. Jude's Hospital. Your daughter, she's lying unconscious on the street. We've just brought her in. You need to come now." The phone slipped from Daniel's hand, hitting the marble floor with a hollow thud. For the first time in 10 years, his heart wasn't beating to a business deal, it was breaking. And as his car sped through the rain-drenched streets, one question echoed louder than the sirens. How did my little girl end up like this? Chapter 1, The Distance Money Built. Daniel Royce was a man the world envied, founder of Royce Enterprises, a billionaire with homes in 3 countries, cars that needed their own garage building, and a reputation for being untouchable. But behind that empire was a wound he never showed anyone, a daughter who hadn't spoken to him in 5 years. Her name was Lila Royce, 21 years old, bright, stubborn, and full of fire, the kind of girl who painted murals on city walls and believed love could change the world. Daniel admired her once, until she told him she wanted to study art instead of business. Their last conversation had been brutal. "You'll throw your life away for colors and dreams," he'd shouted. "I'd rather throw it away than live a life where money means more than people," she'd said through tears, before walking out of his mansion and his life. Since that night, Daniel buried himself in his empire. Work was easier than regret. Until the call came. When Daniel reached the hospital, his heart raced like a drum. He pushed open the doors, the sterile air thick with fear. Nurses rushed past, the world a blur, until he saw her. Lila. Pale. Bruised. Still. A nurse spoke softly. She was found near 45th Street, hit by a car, possibly a hit and run. No ID, just a bracelet with her name. Daniel reached out, his hand trembling as he brushed the hair from her forehead. "Lila, my little girl." He'd faced boardroom wars and billion-dollar crises, but this silence from his daughter, was unbearable. As hours passed in the ICU waiting room, fragments of their past clawed at him. The birthdays he missed, the apologies he never made, the calls he ignored thinking, there's always time. But time had run out. Then came a small voice beside him, Nurse Clara, the same one who'd called. "She's stable, Mr. Royce, but there's something you should know." Daniel turned, his eyes hollow. "What is it?" She wasn't alone. There was a little girl with her. Around 5 years old. She kept calling Lila, Mommy. Daniel froze. A daughter. His daughter had a daughter. Clara continued, "The child is safe. She's waiting outside with the social worker. But we can't reach any next of kin besides you." As the truth sank in, Daniel felt his knees weaken. All those years apart, all the anger, and all this time, his daughter had been raising a child alone. Chapter 2, The Little Girl Who Changed Everything. When Daniel finally saw the child, she was sitting in a corner of the hospital's playroom, clutching a stuffed rabbit with one ear missing. Her hair was the same shade of chestnut brown as Lila's, her eyes soft and curious. He knelt slowly. "Hi, I'm Daniel." She looked up. "Mommy said you're my grandpa." The words hit him like lightning, soft, innocent, but devastating. "She told you about me." The little girl nodded. "She said you build big buildings, but your heart forgot how to build love." Daniel almost laughed through the ache. "She said that, huh? She said one day you'll remember." And right there, something cracked open inside him, a wall he didn't even know he'd built. Days passed. Lila remained unconscious, her body healing but her mind still silent. Daniel refused to leave. He sat by her bed, telling stories she couldn't hear, stories about her childhood, the first time she called him Dad, and the day she painted the old oak tree in their yard. He talked about his mistakes too, the missed moments, the selfish pride, the silence that had cost him years. And the little girl, Sophie, started sitting with him, holding his hand as he spoke. She drew pictures of Mommy waking up, and taped them beside Lila's bed. Weeks passed. The doctors warned recovery might take time. But one evening, as Daniel sat reading to Sophie, a faint voice whispered, "Dad." The book slipped from his hands. He turned, and there she was. Lila, awake. Tears welled in her eyes as she saw him. "I thought you'd never come," she whispered. Daniel's voice broke. "I never should have left you to come back to." They both cried, the kind of tears that wash years of pain away. In the weeks that followed, Daniel took Lila and Sophie home. Not to the mansion filled with marble and silence, but to the old family lake house, where laughter could live again. He didn't try to buy forgiveness with money. He earned it, by showing up, by listening, by becoming the kind of father and grandfather he should have always been. He set up a scholarship in Lila's name, for young artists chasing dreams their parents didn't understand, and watched as she slowly rebuilt her life, one painting at a time. And every morning, when Sophie came running into his arms shouting, "Grandpa," Daniel remembered something powerful. All the wealth in the world means nothing if you can't share it with the people who make you feel rich inside.